My dad was a politician in his hometown in the Philippines. He was a passionate leader and the most loving father. He gave up his career so my sisters and I can live the American dream. When he moved to the US, he worked multiple dead-end jobs to provide for us. In high school, I was a difficult kid to deal with. I borrowed his gray Dodge Neon indefinitely. One time, I used his credit card to fill up the tank without asking. He was pissed. He always joked that I drove him crazy. When my dad was diagnosed with cancer, I thought about all the times I disappointed him. I wanted to apologize for being an entitled asshole of a kid, but I never knew how to start that conversation. Fast forward to today, 5 years since he lost his battle to cancer, I still can't talk about it without tearing up. But at least I know in my heart he forgives me for all the times I drove him nuts. I admire my dad for his invaluable lessons. He taught me to love God and my family, to work hard for whatever I wanted, and to understand the value of a dollar. To never waste food, to be kind, and to always give back. Because of him, I will never take this life for granted. Daday, I can't wait to celebrate your life amongst your beloved community, and to give you the proper burial you deserve.
Tina, is yours sinabay ba?
Did you write everything on one line?
Okay, I sent you guys.
That's your first section.
Like just the little things.
For us, it was the little things that we remembered and missed the most. He was the glue that held the family together. It's very difficult for them to come back home to the Philippines without him here.
You know, I still remember the first time I met Lourdes' father. It was Christmas Day 2012, and it was intimidating not only because it was the first time I was meeting him, but I was also visiting him in the hospital as he was receiving treatment for cancer. And I remember I was taking the family photos, and I remember specifically looking through the camera, and maybe I'm just paranoid, but I remember seeing his face, and he was giving me this crazy look like, I may not know who you are, and just because I'm dealing with cancer right now, doesn't mean I won't beat you up if you hurt my daughter. I remember everybody was sitting at his bedside and they were saying goodbye to him and they were all leaving, and I was the last one in the room. And I know that even though this was early in our relationship, I knew that down the road I wanted to ask Lourdes to marry me, so I wanted to get his permission because I didn't know how much longer he was going to be around. And I remember I was leaving and I looked back and we made eye contact, and I got scared and I chickened out, and that was the last time I saw him. And I really regretted it, so at our wedding last year, I wanted to make sure that I talked about him before I said my vows.
I knew the moment in our relationship where it was going to last forever. 4.5 years ago, when your father passed away, when you had gotten to my house and received the call that the cancer had taken him, I held you in my arms that entire night as you cried, and there was nothing I could do. I felt completely helpless. You stayed for weeks because you were afraid to be alone. I knew then and there that I could never be with anyone else.
Now, I don't want to give the impression that this was a sad trip. This was an amazing trip. So many fun things happened. One of the nights, one of the neighbors got really drunk and he insisted on walking us all home. And it was weird because there was like 5 or 6 girls with us, but he insisted on holding my hand. And I remember I was trying to break his grip and he just kept forcefully holding it, and eventually I just gave up and we walked like 3 or 4 blocks hand in hand. One night I got drunk and did some karaoke.
Philippines, thank you! Good night, everybody!
When I think of Filipino people, I think of prideful people.
And we traveled to the biggest festival in the Philippines, Ati-Atihan.
party lasted for 2 straight days. We also went to Boracay, where it was some of the most beautiful beaches and some of the clearest water you will ever find. Before this trip, I made a conscious decision to completely get out of my comfort zone and try something new and just fully throw myself into the culture. And one night we were out walking around and we came across this Filipino delicacy called balut. And if you don't know what balut is, and if you know me, I'm a picky eater and I just wanted to do something unexpected.
All right, I'm about to try some balut. Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, so I break this, I drink some, and then what do I do after that? I'm not drinking this.
Break.
Oh, yes, just like that.
Not just like that.
Is it tasty? Oh, is it tasty?
It's tasty.
Yes. Is it tasty?
Wow. Wow. How it tastes?
Damn.
That's a peanut.
The 5-year anniversary for Tatay was a very special day. A ton of the community was there. He was the vice mayor, so he had a lot of respect in that town. The mayor that he worked with spoke, his family spoke. It was a sad day of putting his ashes to rest and saying goodbye one last time.
How could we know that there wouldn't be tomorrow? No birds will sing, but the bells will ring for you. So far to go, but you've already reached the light, your new beginning. Chapters are written out for you. Down here they're hurting from a broken heart, trying to figure out how this is real, 'cause they're never coming back down. They belong to the stars in the clouds. Goodbyes, good times, L-O-V-E was all for you. If you didn't say your goodbyes, don't worry, love will power through. 'Cause they're never coming back down. They belong to the stars in the clouds.
5 years has passed in the blink of an eye. It never gets any easier. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about you. This trip has provided me with the closure that I needed. Never forgotten and always in our hearts. Forever.